Proverbs 18:21 from the easy-to-read version of the Bible says, "The tongue can speak words that bring life or death. Those who love to talk must be ready to accept what it brings." Users of tools like Microsoft Word have the power to use the software to encourage others or tear others down. This lecture will illustrate the functionality of the software. However, it's a choice to use that functionality to live your God-given purpose and display your gifts and talents. Microsoft Word is a word processing program. This project will ensure that you are able to enter text, check spelling, format paragraphs, format text, undo and redo commands or actions, and change theme colors. You will also be able to insert digital pictures, format pictures, add a page border, adjust spacing, change document properties, correct errors, revise a document, print, and read a document. When you have completed this project, you will upload it into the appropriate assignment area in Blackboard. The next slide assumes you already have a blank Microsoft Word document open. If you are not sure how to do this, refer to pages WD4 and WD5 for step-by-step directions on how to run Microsoft Word and create a blank document. Begin by typing the word adventure at the insertion point. After typing the word adventure, move the insertion point to the beginning of the next line by pressing the Enter key. If the Home tab is not the active tab, tap or click Home on the ribbon to display the Home tab. If it is not selected already, tap or click the Show Hide the Paragraph button to display formatting marks on the screen. Press the Enter key to insert a blank line in the document. Tap or click View on the ribbon to display the View tab. Then tap or click the Page Width button to display the page the same width as the document window. Type the sentence that appears on this slide and then press the Enter key. Word Wrap allows you to type words in a paragraph continually without pressing the Enter key at the end of each line. This is a default setting in Microsoft Word. Type the misspelled text as shown on this slide and then press the space bar so that a red wavy line appears below the misspelled word. Press and hold or right-click the flagged word to display a shortcut menu that presents a list of suggested spelling corrections for the flagged word. Tap or click the correct word on the shortcut menu. Type the remaining sentence as depicted in Figure 112 on page WD11. Tap or click somewhere in the word adventure so that the word can be formatted. To do this, tap or click the center button to center the word. If you are using a touch screen, double tap to the left of the line to be selected to select the line. If you are using a mouse, click and drag the mouse to select the word adventure. With the text selected, tap or click the font size arrow to display the font size gallery. If you are using a mouse, point to the desired point size in the font size gallery to display a live preview of the selected text at the selected point size. Tap or click the desired point size to change the font size of the selected text. With the text still selected, tap or click the font arrow to display the font gallery. Scroll through the font gallery. If you are using a mouse, point to Berlin Sans FB Demi to display a live preview of the selected text in the selected font. Tap or click the font to change the font of the selected. With the text still selected, tap or click the Change Case button to display the Change Case gallery. Tap or click the desired case in the Change Case gallery to change the case of the selected text. With the text still selected, tap or click the Text Effects to display the Text Effects and Typography gallery. If you are using a mouse, point to the desired text effect to display a live preview of the selected text in the selected text effect. Tap or click the text effect to change the text effect of the selected text. Now, let's add shading to the formatted word adventure. Tap or click somewhere in the word. Then, tap or click the shading arrow to display the shading gallery. Tap or click green accent 6, darker 25%. Select the text depicted in this slide. If you are using a touch screen, tap to position the insertion point in the text to select. If you're using a mouse, move the pointer to the left of the first paragraph to be selected until the pointer changes to a right pointing block arrow. If you are using a touch screen, drag the selection handle as necessary to select the text that will be formatted. If you're using a mouse, while the pointer is a right pointing block arrow, drag downward to select all lines that will be formatted. Select the text depicted on this slide. Add bullets to the selected text by tapping or clicking the bullets button to place a bullet character at the beginning of each selected paragraph. Italicize the word breathtaking. To do this, tap or click somewhere in the word to position the insertion point in the word to be formatted. Tap or click the italic button to italicize the word containing the insertion point. Let's change the color of the word breathtaking. With the insertion point still somewhere in the word breathtaking, tap or click the font color arrow to display the font color gallery. Tap or click the font color orange accent 2, darker 25% to change the color of the text. Improve your workflow by learning to use the mini toolbar to format text. Select the text depicted in the slide to display the mini toolbar. With the mini toolbar displayed, change the color to match the color in the word breathtaking. Select the phone number as depicted on this slide. Use the mini toolbar to underline the phone number. With the text selected, you can also tap or click the underline button to underline the selected text. Similarly, to bold text, select the word depicted on this slide. With the text selected, use the mini toolbar to select the bold button, or tap or click the bold button to bold the selected text. To display the entire page in the document window as large as possible, tap or click View on the ribbon to display the View tab. Then tap or click the One Page button to display the entire page. Now that you can see the full page, let's take a look at changing theme colors. Tap or click Design on the ribbon to display the Design tab. Tap or click the Theme Colors button to display the Theme Colors gallery. For this exercise, select the green color scheme. Now let's insert the picture for this flyer. You can find the mountain trail image in the Microsoft Word project assignment area for this week. Open the file and download the image so that you can use it in the project when you're ready. Position the insertion point in the location depicted in Figure 146 on page WD34. Next, tap or click Insert on the ribbon to display the Insert tab. Tap or click the From File button to display the Insert Picture dialog box. Navigate to the picture location and select the picture you wish to insert. Finally, tap or click the Insert button to insert the picture at the location of the insertion point in the document. To adjust the size of the image, it's helpful to see it in its complete context. Pinch and stretch, or click the Zoom Out or Zoom In button as many times as necessary until the Zoom button on the status bar displays the full page. Now, let's resize the image. Select the image and drag one of the sizing handles to increase or decrease the size of the graphic. After resizing the image, you can return the page view to 100%. To do this, Tap or click View on the ribbon to display the View tab. Tap or click the 100% button to display the page at 100% in the document window. Let's apply some style effects to the image. Tap or click Picture Tools Format on the ribbon to display the Picture Tools Format tab. Be sure the image is still selected. Tap or click the More button in the Picture Styles to expand the gallery. Tap or click the Draw Shadow Rectangle Picture Style from the gallery. With the picture still selected, tap or click the Picture Effects button to display the Picture Effects menu. Tap or click Turquoise 5-point Glow in the gallery to apply the effect. Let's enhance the page by adding a page border. Tap or click Design in the ribbon to display the Design tab. Tap or click the Borders and Shading button to display the Borders and Shading dialog box. Before advancing to the next slide, reference figures 157 and 158 on page WD41 of your text. Select border and shading options depicted in those figures for page border, line width and style, and color. Tap or click the OK button to add the border effects to the page. Let's also enhance the flyer by managing the space between paragraphs. Position the insertion point as depicted on the slide. Tap or click Page Layout on the ribbon to display the Page Layout tab. Change the spacing before and spacing after boxes to match the image on this slide. On the Page Layout tab is a Page Setup dialog box. To locate this dialog box launcher, refer to figure 162 on page WD43 in the text. Tap or click the Page Setup dialog box to display the Page Setup dialog box. Tap or click the Layout tab to display the Layout sheet. Again, this is clearly depicted in figure 162 on page WD43. Tap or click the vertical alignment arrow shown in this slide to display the list of alignment options. Select Center from the list. Tap or click the OK button to center the page contents vertically on the screen. We're almost done. Let's do a little bit of editing. Select the word Today as depicted in the slide and press the Delete key to delete the text. Before you leave this slide, select all the text for the third bullet point. Next, let's move the selected text to the second bullet point position. To do this using a mouse, click and drag the selected text to the new insertion point. Then, release the mouse button to move the selected text to the location of the dotted insertion point. Tap or click anywhere in the document window to remove this selection. Awesome job! If you've completed your project while reviewing this presentation, congratulations! Remember to upload your completed project as a Word document in the Blackboard assignment area for this week. You should be a light for other people. Live so that they will see the good things you do and praise your Father in heaven. Being able to express ourselves in writing through a research paper or other means in the respective format of our chosen discipline is one way our unique Christian perspective can be heard and well received among our peers and colleagues. Professionally speaking, it's hard to be a light for others when we're not perceived as putting forth our best efforts. This lecture will walk you through the steps of formatting a research paper in the MLA style format. In this project, you will be creating a research paper with references and sources. Among the skills you will learn are changing the document settings, creating the header for each page of the research paper, typing the research paper text with citations, creating an alphabetical works cited page, and proofreading and revising the research paper. Before we begin typing, We'll make several modifications with the insertion point at the beginning of the page. Making modifications at the beginning will apply the modifications throughout the document as you type. Let's begin by modifying a style. Right-click the normal style in order to modify it in the Styles gallery. This will display a shortcut menu related to styles. This is best seen in Figure 2.2 on page WD70 of our text. Tap or click Modify on the shortcut menu to display the Modify Style dialog box. Make your style choices match the style choices depicted on this slide. Then, tap or click the OK button to update the style. So that your screen looks similar to the images on the slides, display formatting marks in your document. Click the paragraph icon located in the Paragraph section of the Home tab. Now let's change the line spacing. To change the line spacing, tap or click the Line and Paragraph Spacing button to display the Line and Paragraph Spacing gallery. Select the 2.0 setting in the Line and Paragraph Spacing gallery to change the line spacing at the location of the insertion point. Let's modify how Word handles line spacing after a paragraph. To remove space after a paragraph, tap or click the Line and Paragraph Spacing button to display the Line and Paragraph Spacing gallery. Tap or click Remove Space After Paragraph in the Line and Paragraph Spacing gallery so that no blank space appears after paragraphs. We want the modifications we've made to apply to this document. To update a style or modification to match our selections for line and paragraph spacing, right-click Normal in the Styles gallery to display a shortcut menu. Tap or click Update Normal to Match Selection on the shortcut menu to update the selected or current style to reflect the settings at the location of the insertion point. Now let's view the page header. To switch to the header, tap or click Insert in the ribbon to display the Insert tab. Tap or click the Header button to display the Add a Header gallery. Tap or click Edit Header in the Add a Header gallery to switch from the document text to the header, which allows you to edit the contents of the header. In the header, let's right align text. To do this, tap or click Home on the ribbon to display the Home tab. Tap or click the Align Right button to right align the current paragraph. Type the name Bailey at the right aligned insertion point while still in the header. Next, let's insert a page number in the header. To do this, tap or click Header and Footer Tools Design on the ribbon to display the Header and Footer Tools Design tab. Tap or click the Page Number button to display the Page Numbers menu. Tap or point to current position on the Add Page Numbers menu to display the gallery. Tap or click the Plain Number style. We've finished formatting the header. To close the header, tap or click the Close Header and Footer button to close the header and switch back to the document text. Now that the document is formatted for MLA, we're ready to start typing. Make sure the insertion point is at the beginning of the document. Then type the text as it appears on this slide. When you have finished typing the last line of text, press the Enter key. Click the Center button located in the Paragraph section of the Home tab. Type the title as shown on this slide. Then press the Enter key. Now, let's display the document rulers. To do this, tap or click View on the ribbon to display the View tab. If the rulers are not displayed, tap or click the View Ruler checkbox to place a check mark in the checkbox and display the horizontal and vertical rulers on the screen. If you haven't already done so, left align the insertion point and we'll learn how to indent the first line of a paragraph using the rulers on the next slide. With the insertion point in the paragraph to be indented, if you are using a mouse, drag the first line indent marker to the desired location on the ruler to set the location for the first line indent. Type the text as it appears on this slide. You will intentionally type an error in the second sentence to demonstrate the autocorrect options. Word provides an autocorrect feature that automatically corrects certain typing, spelling, capitalization, or grammar errors as you type a document. After you type the text with the error, position the mouse pointer in the text automatically corrected by Word to display a small blue box below the automatically corrected word. Point to the small blue box to display the Autocorrect Options button. Click the Autocorrect Options button to display the Autocorrect Options menu. Press the Escape key to remove the Autocorrect Options menu from the screen. There may come a time while typing a research paper that you'll want to create an autocorrect entry. This might occur if there are frequently used words in your research paper that you've added to Word's dictionary. To do this, tap or click File on the ribbon to open the Backstage view. Tap or click Options in the Backstage view to display the Word Options dialog box. Tap or click Proofing in the left pane to display proofing options in the right pane. Tap or click the Autocorrect Options button in the right pane to display the Autocorrect dialog box. When Word displays the Autocorrect dialog box, type the word you want to replace in the Replace Text box and the word to replace with in the With text box. Tap or click the Add button. Tap or click the OK button to close the autocorrect dialog box, and tap or click the OK button to close the Word Options dialog box. Before going to the next slide, type the next paragraph as depicted in Figure 228 on page WD88 of our text. Word has several bibliographic styles available. To access the MLA style format, tap or click References on the ribbon to display the References tab. Tap or click the Bibliography Style arrow to display a gallery of predefined documentation styles. Tap or click the desired style in the Bibliography Style gallery to change the documentation style. To insert a citation, tap or click the Insert Citation button to display the Insert Citation menu. Then tap or click Add New Source on the Insert Citation menu to display the Create Source dialog box. Tap or click the Type of Source arrow and then tap or click the type of source to match the content on this slide. Type the source information in the appropriate text boxes and then tap or click the OK button to insert the citation in the document at the location of the insertion point. Before going to the next slide, type the text as depicted in Figure 235 on page WD91. Now let's insert a footnote. To do this, tap or click the Insert Footnote button to display a note reference mark. The note reference mark will display in two places: in the document window at the location of the insertion point, and at the bottom of the page where the footnote will be positioned just below a separator line. Sometimes you may not have the citation information readily available but want to add a placeholder. To do this, tap or click the Insert Citation button to display the Insert Citation menu. Tap or click Add New Placeholder on the Insert Citation menu to display the placeholder name dialog box. Type the placeholder name as depicted on this slide and then tap or click the OK button. Now let's make a modification to the footnote style using the shortcut menu. If you are using a touchscreen, press and hold the text and then tap the Show Context menu button on the mini toolbar. If you are using a mouse, right-click the text to display a shortcut menu. Tap or click Style on the shortcut menu to display the Style dialog box. Then tap or click Modify to display the Modify Style dialog box. Edit the fields in this dialog box according to the selections made in figures 240 and 241 on page WD95. Tap or click anywhere in the citation placeholder and then click the Citation Options arrow to display the Edit Citation dialog box. Change the information as necessary in the Edit Citation dialog box to match the options selected on this slide. Then tap or click the OK button. Before going to the next slide, type the text depicted in figure 250 on page WD100. To find out how many words are in the document at this point, tap or click the word count indicator on the status bar to display the word count dialog box. If necessary, place a check mark in the Include Text boxes, Footnotes, and Endnotes checkbox. Tap or click the Close button to close the dialog box. Before going to the next slide, type the remainder of the third paragraph as shown in Step 2 on page WD101. To hide or show the space between pages, hover the pointer over the space between the pages until the pointer changes to the page break symbol. Double-click to hide white space, and then double-click to show white space again. To add another citation placeholder, tap or click the Insert Citation button from the References ribbon to display the Insert Citation menu. Tap or click Add New Placeholder to display the placeholder name dialog box. Type Alan Smith as the tag for the source. Tap or click OK to close the dialog box and insert the tag name in the citation placeholder. Then press the period key to end the sentence. Before going to the next slide, click on the Alan Smith citation placeholder and open the menu. Select Edit Source. Edit the menu according to the image depicted in figure 253. Also, before going to the next slide, type the last paragraph depicted in figure 254. Now that the research paper has been written, let's create a works cited page. We'll begin by manually creating a page break. Position the insertion point at the end of the research paper. Tap or click Insert on the ribbon to display the Insert tab. Tap or click the Insert a Page Break button to insert a manual page break immediately to the left of the insertion point and position the insertion point immediately below the manual page break. Here, we'll apply a style to the title of the page. To do this, tap or click Home on the ribbon to display the Home tab. With the insertion point in the paragraph to be modified, tap or click the normal style in the Styles gallery. Before going to the next slide, press Ctrl E to center the insertion point of the paragraph. Then, type the title Works Cited, press Enter, and then press Ctrl L to left align the insertion point. To add the references, tap or click References on the ribbon to display the References tab. With the insertion point positioned where the bibliographical list is to be inserted, tap or click the Bibliography button to display the Bibliography gallery. Tap or click Insert Bibliography in the Bibliography gallery to insert a list of sources at the location of the insertion point. Wow! I sure wish I knew this when I was in graduate school. Because there is an error in the title of the Rossi citation, tap or click the Manage Sources button to display the Source Manager dialog box. Tap or click the Rossi source for editing. Tap or click the Edit button to display the Edit Source dialog box. Make the desired changes to the source as depicted on this slide, and then tap or click the OK button. If necessary, tap or click Yes to update all occurrences of the source. Then tap or click the Close button to update the list of sources in the document and close the dialog box. If you are using a touch screen, press and hold anywhere in the bibliography text and then tap the Show Context menu button on the mini toolbar. If you're using a mouse, right-click anywhere in the bibliography text to display a shortcut menu related to fields. Tap or click Update Field on the shortcut menu to update the selected field. While this research project is only 3 pages, most are several pages. To get to a specific page in a large document, tap or click View on the ribbon to display the View tab. Place a check mark in the Open the Navigation Pane checkbox to open the navigation pane on the left side of the Word window. If necessary, tap or click the Pages tab in the navigation pane to display thumbnails of the pages in the document. Scroll to and then tap or click the thumbnail of the desired page. The copy and paste functions help you edit a paper. To do this, select the item to be copied as depicted on this slide. Tap or click the Copy button to copy the selected item in the document to the Office clipboard. Position the insertion point at the location where the item should be pasted as depicted on this slide. Tap or click the Paste button to paste the copied item in the document at the location of the insertion point. Immediately after pasting the text, tap or click the Paste Options button to display the Paste Options menu. Tap or click anywhere to remove the Paste Options menu from the window. To find the word biometric in the previous step, you probably visually scanned the page. Word has a function for finding text. To access this function, tap or click the Find button to display the navigation pane. Type the text depicted in this slide. The navigation pane text box will display all occurrences of the typed text. Each occurrence of the text will also be highlighted in the document window. Once you find a word in the document, you may wish to replace the word for another. To do this with the word element, tap or click the Replace button to display the Replace sheet in the Find and Replace dialog box. Type the text to find in the Find What text box. Type the text to replace within the Replace With text box. Tap or click the Replace All button to instruct Word to replace all occurrences of the Find What text with the Replace With text. If Word displays a dialog box asking if you want to continue searching from the beginning of the document, tap or click the Yes button. Tap or click the OK button when the function has ended, and tap or click the Close button to close the dialog box. When proofreading a document, sometimes you want to replace a word with a synonym. To do this using a touch screen, press and hold the word for which you want a synonym and then tap the Show Context menu button on the mini toolbar. If you are using a mouse, right-click the word for which you want to find a synonym to display a shortcut menu. Tap or point to Synonyms on the shortcut menu to display a list of synonyms for the word you right-clicked. Tap or click the synonym you want on the Synonyms submenu to replace the selected word in the document with the selected synonym. Another aspect of proofreading a document is to check the spelling and grammar. To do this, press Control and Home because you want the spelling and grammar check to begin from the top of the document. Tap or click Review on the ribbon to display the Review tab. Tap or click the Spelling and Grammar button to begin the spelling and grammar check at the location of the insertion point, which in this case is at the beginning of the document. Tap or click the desired spelling in the list of suggestions. If items are found, tap or click the desired selection. To look up information on a word in the document, locate the word you want to look up. While holding down the Alt key, tap or click the word you want to look up to open the Research Task pane and display a dictionary entry for the Alt-clicked word. Release the Alt key. Tap or click the source arrow in the Research Task pane to display a list of search locations, and then tap or click all research sites in the list. Click the Close button in the Research Task pane when finished. To view multiple pages at a time, tap or click Home on the ribbon to display the Home tab. If the Show Hide Paragraph button is selected, tap or click it to hide the formatting marks. Tap or click View on the ribbon to display the View tab. If the rulers are displayed, tap or click the View Ruler checkbox to remove the check mark from the checkbox and remove the horizontal and vertical rulers from the screen. Tap or click the Multiple Pages button to display all 3 pages at once in the document window. When finished, tap or click the Page Width button to return to the page with zoom. To manage your reading experience in Word, tap or click the Read Mode button on the status bar to switch to Read Mode. Tap or click the View tab to display the View menu. Tap or point to Page Color on the View menu to display the Page Color menu. Tap or click the desired color on the Page Color submenu to change the color of the Read Mode screen. You now have all the information needed to complete this project. Remember to upload your completed project as a Word document in the Blackboard assignment area for this week.